Coming up on just about a week of full usage with the Pixel 4 XL, I feel extremely comfortable in saying that if the Pixel 6 Pro is going to be what we're seeing here with the leaks and the rumors from all these different news outlets, it's going to be the phone of the year. So coming up on about a week using the Pixel 4 XL is just my only device. I haven't been using this in conjunction with any other device. I want to kind of give like my impressions after a week. Like I said, I haven't had it substantially enough to really give it like that full review treatment or anything like that, but I can definitely let you guys know how it's holding up for me, what I've liked, what I don't like, that kind of thing. So first, we'll talk about build in the display. Build quality is fantastic. I love this panda colorway. I still do believe that this is the best designed, like made by Google phone, period. I think this is the best looking Pixel that they've ever put out. I'm really hoping we get what those renders show for the Pixel 6 Pro. That thing looks fantastic. But as far as what's already out, this looks the absolute best to me. As far as like the feel, it feels, I would say, more substantial than say like the 5 or the 4A. Those kind of felt a little hollow and a little too light for me. This feels like you're holding something premium, right? So I really love that. As far as the display, the only thing I would say is it doesn't get as bright as say like my iPhone 12 Pro Max or my S21 Ultra, but that honestly was to be expected. Just being as though those phones are a lot newer than this device. Even the Pixel 5 has a brighter display than the Pixel 4 XL. So like I said, I wasn't expecting any miracles or magic through software to help, make a screen brighter. But I can say like I haven't had nearly as much trouble as I thought I would. I originally thought it was gonna be hard to see in bright light. I wasn't gonna be able to really read anything. And I live here in Orlando, Florida. So the screen, like not even just the screen, but just it's a lot brighter here, just naturally more bright. So I thought I was gonna run into that. Like I said, it wasn't as bright and it wasn't as clear to see outside as like my iPhone or my S21 Ultra, but it was just fine. It didn't give me too much trouble in that regard. As far as like display quality, I would say it's literally just as good as those devices, say for like Samsung, because Samsung has the best panels out of everybody. But like as far as like clarity, sharpness, all of that, it's a 1440p screen on a 6.3 inch display with 90 hertz. So text is gonna look super crispy because you're packing all those pixels into a kind of smaller, into a smaller screen. And then the 90 hertz is buttery, haven't had any issues with that. It seems like Google's gotten a lot better too at kind of determining when you should increase that refresh rate and not. I had some issues with the Pixel 5 originally when it first came out, where it was like I could see it kind of throttling the high refresh rate and like dropping back down. I haven't had any issues with that with the Pixel 4 XL. Maybe because this is a little bit technically more powerful, I don't know, but like I said, the resolution has been fantastic. The refresh rate has been fantastic. Overall build quality on this device has been outstanding. A running theme with me and Google, like made by Google phones, is that I hate putting them in a case. I have this kind of clear case so you can still see the back of the phone. But even putting it in that, man, like I hate putting this device in a case. It just looks so good. I've even gotten questions about it. It's like, hey, is that some like new phone? And I'm like, no, this is 4 XL. You can pick it up for $300. But yeah, like it's been really, really great. So I've loved my experience as far as like the build quality, the display. I also like the squeeze for Google function. I've really been using that a lot. I was talking to a friend and I mentioned that having the squeeze kind of made me want to use the Google Assistant more. So I really like that and decided to kind of cover it here in the build portion since it's kind of like a hardware feature. So that's been really, really nice. Facial recognition has been great to have as well. It feels just as fast, if not faster than say like the iPhone's facial recognition. And you can also unlock the phone in different orientations. Apple, please take a note and include that. But now let's go ahead and switch gears a bit, and we're going to talk about performance. So in regards to performance for this device, I was already expecting it to be great. The Pixel 5 comes with the Snapdragon 765G. This has a Snapdragon 855. And like I said, as far as opening apps, I'm noticing like the normal day-to-day stuff, opening apps, loading games, just like I said, the normal stuff. I've noticed it's been just as fast as say like the Pixel 5. Google's optimization really shines through, because picking this up, it feels snappier and more responsive than I would say even my S21 Ultra, which is a phone that just came out this year. Now a lot of that is attributed to Samsung's like lack of optimization in their home launcher compared to say like Google with the Pixel. But that's neither here nor there. It's been super fast, super fluid, and super responsive, and I absolutely love that. It's something I love coming back to with the Pixel devices. The one issue that I have had so far in performance is RAM management. Now, I don't know if it's Google kind of aggressively managing the RAM just because it only has 6 gigabytes of RAM versus the Pixel 5's 8 gigabytes of RAM. But one thing I noticed right away was that apps would close almost immediately after using them here. I know my Pixel 5, I remember kind of marveling at the fact that I could like have the camera launched, take pictures, whatever, switch to Pokemon Go, because obviously I'm playing Pokemon Go out and about while I'm walking around, and I could switch back to the camera, take some more pics, and then switch back to Pokemon Go, and it would still be in memory. That was great. It's always like that on every other device that I've tested. My iPhone 12 Pro Max, my S21 Ultra, my Pixel 5 that I had, my Z Fold 2, all of those. It's never been an issue. On the 4XL, it does refresh. So like I said, I'm noticing a lot more app refreshes, and admittedly now I am running the Android 12 beta. That could be a part of it. I honestly don't know, because I don't remember really trying that out too much while I was on Android 11. So it could be an Android 12 thing. I haven't seen any reports of like bad RAM management, so it might just be the lack of RAM on this device compared to those other devices that I mentioned. But yeah, that would be the only thing performance-wise that I would say, kind of stinks. It just reloads it. Most of the time, it reloads it pretty fast, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, but besides that, it's been buttery smooth with, again, the 90 hertz. Snapdragon 855 is still pushing like a champ, so 100% no issues there. And like I said, that's gonna do it for the most part for performance. It's been great, even here about a year and a half into its life cycle. Now to kind of touch on battery. So I know a lot of people love to talk about screen on time. So while I normally don't go too heavily off of screen on time, because I personally use my phone a lot with the screen off, like if I'm streaming a YouTube video with audio on only, or listening to Spotify in my car, stuff like that. It's hard to gauge good battery life just based on screen on time alone, but I know that a lot of people do gauge it off of that. So I was able to impressively grab a little over 6 hours of screen on time on my first kind of full 100% to dead with this particular device, which is really great considering it has like the whole adaptive battery where it learns your usage and gets better over time. So I'm curious as to how it's going to perform later on down the line when it's really learned my usage. Like I said before, I am running the Android 12 developer beta on this particular device, so that could play a part into it too, but I was already getting about 6 hours of screen on time just by default when the phone first came to me out of the box, which, like I said, was really, really great. I do hope that in the Pixel 6 Pro we see a little bit faster charging speeds. That would be really great to see. I'm not asking for anything crazy like 65 watt wired or nothing like that. I know that can kind of nuke your battery and stop the longevity. But just give us something, like 25 watts, like what Samsung has. That's perfectly fine. I know, like I said, use wireless charging, so I haven't had any issues as far as wireless charging or wirelessly charging the device. It's been good as far as that. But yeah, like I said, battery has just been super, super impressive. So go ahead and just move it right on along and talk about the camera. So man, The camera is probably the part that I miss the most about using a Pixel device. It's probably first, with a very close second being just how the software performs, but the camera. I'm gonna go ahead and flash you guys some photo samples so that way you can go ahead and take a look, obviously. But man, the pictures that I'm able to take with a Pixel, I would never trust any other phone, including my iPhone 12 Pro Max, to take those particular shots. Like, just period. There's literally zero shutter lag. The post-processing is just outstanding. And then here with the Pixel 4 series, you get the Pixel Visual Core, which allows you to kind of go through that whole Google post-processing significantly faster than on the 5. The 5, I always felt like I had a slight delay where I'm like waiting for the for the picture to actually process. With the Pixel 4 XL and the Visual Core, it's been instant. You know, it's essentially been instant. Like, you take the picture and as soon as you go to tap it to view it, it's like boom, right then and there, the post-processing kicks in and you get that fantastic output from the Pixel. So like I said, as far as the camera, it has been utterly fantastic. Now, the one area where I am drastically noticing a difference is two areas actually. One is the lack of ultra wide. So me and the missus actually went to Disney Springs today. And there were a lot of times where I wish I had that wide angle so I didn't have to necessarily step back. But the telephoto has been nice to have. I do notice that the images are a lot more clear than, say, the Pixel 5 using Super Res Zoom. So it's kind of been one of those things where it's like pick your poison, you know, whatever. And it makes me really excited that the Pixel 6 Pro is rumored to have both a telephoto lens as well as an ultra wide lens. So I'm really pumped. I'm really excited for that. So that way you just have that, you know, more versatility, that kind of thing. So the telephoto's been nice. I really do miss the ultra wide, obviously. The actual pictures have been fantastic. I am, like I said, gonna go ahead and give you guys some footage of that if I haven't already. As far as the video though, that is the one area where I can see the Pixel 4 XL specifically, because I know on the 5 it is improved, but that's the one area where I can see the Pixel 4 XL kind of lagging behind and struggling. Now, it's not necessarily bad, so let me get that out of the way. It's not terrible, it's definitely usable, but the thing is I notice a lot more noise with this particular video than I do with any other phone that I have currently. There's none, and I'm not talking at night, because with night, obviously you're gonna introduce noise into your shot. But just in daytime, and like I said, I'll even show some video recording here as well, that way you guys can see it. But you'll notice in the video, there's definitely some noise in like the darker areas of the video. It's in sunlight, but in the darker areas of the video, there's some noise, which like I said, I don't understand, being as though it's daylight outside. And then when it comes to switching from the normal wide to the telephoto, you're gonna notice a drastic difference in the way that the video looks. The normal normal wide camera, you have like some of that noise kinda, but when you zoom in on the telephoto, you're gonna notice that the image, or not the image, but the video gets slightly washed out compared to the normal wide. Now I know that that's something that they did work on with the Pixel 5, which is good, and I'm happy that they worked on that. But like I said, I can really notice that that's where this device struggles. I don't take a ton of video on my phone. I mainly just use my ZV-1, and I'm using to shoot this video. But I did notice it when shooting with the Pixel 4 XL. Pixel 6 Pro is expected to kind of up the game in videography, so looking forward to that too. But that's kind of all the points that I wanted to touch on as far as the Pixel 4 XL. So I'll kind of just end with just kind of like the formal discussion as far as the Pixel 6 Pro. So this device is looking to really blend hardware with the first-in-class software that we've always gotten from Google. I really feel like this particular device is going to finally get that hardware that is just as good as the Google software. And that's something I can't wait for. They're doing it in the design department, and they're definitely doing it with the camera department. And like I said, this is a huge if what we're seeing in the renders and the leaks are true. Like I said, John Prosser on leaks, they have great track record. Max Weinbach as well, great track record. So I'm really hoping and praying that this is what we get. But like I stated before at the beginning of this video, I have access to the Z Fold 2, to the S21 Ultra, and to the iPhone 12 Pro Max right now. I can go and switch my SIM card into those particular devices. And I can tell you right now, my main SIM card is not leaving this Pixel 4 XL. This phone is great. I've enjoyed it. I've loved it. Can't wait to continue to use it. Like I said, the pictures I've gotten out of this phone, nothing short than amazing. The battery life is actually pretty good considering how many battery issues it had when it first came out. The design is still great. I love the display. I love the 90 Hertz. And like I said, just overall, man, like this was a really solid pickup. Again, I picked this up with the Amazon Renew program. Definitely go and take a look. Even if you don't grab a Pixel, take a look and see what they have. They have pretty good deals all the time. So like I said, guys, that's gonna go ahead and do it for the video today. But before you go, you let me know down in the comment section below. Do you think that this is the year that Google's finally gonna make that comeback and really push the bar with Android? Let me know down below. This has been Ike's Tech Talk. See you guys in the next video. Thanks as always for watching. Peace.